Been stuck in quicksand? Even if you haven't, I think we can learn something from quicksand as it relates to our thoughts, feelings, anxiety, and depression. So I'm from Chicago and I've never fallen to quicksand. If you've ever fallen to quicksand, please write about it in the comments. I want to know where. But even if you haven't, I think we can picture and imagine what it would be like if we got stuck in quicksand. That sand starts to pull us down. And so our instinct is to struggle against it. How do I get out of this quicksand trap? But there's a paradox. Because the more that you struggle in quicksand, the more quickly you sink. So instead, if you fall into quicksand, the more effective response is to make as much contact with the sand as possible. Then slowly your body will start to rise out of the quicksand. Well, the same is true of our mental quicksand. When we fall into anxiety or depression or difficult memories or intrusive thoughts, our instinct is to struggle against it. And that makes sense. We feel stuck. We feel trapped. But much like actual quicksand, when we fall into mental quicksand, if we start to struggle with it, we sink further into it. So instead, we can learn how to make contact with it, to be with it, much like we would with actual quicksand. Now you hear that and your mind might be saying, I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of this. I want to not have this. And of course that's the case. But again, so often our experience is that the more that we try to struggle against this mental quicksand, against the thoughts and memories and feelings that cause us pain and distress, the more we're stuck in it. And if that's the case for you, I wonder what it would be like to consider this alternative, an alternative of willingness that I can make contact with the thoughts and feelings and memories. They're present either way. Recently, I saw somebody post and they were describing having a panic attack and the stress and the frustration around that. And they were describing how hard they were trying to not have any more panic attacks. Maybe that's you. Maybe it's not panic. Maybe it's depressive thoughts. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's difficult memories. Maybe it's intrusive memories or intrusive thoughts. But whatever it is, I'm guessing that your experience has been the more you try to fight against it, the more that you are stuck in sinking in it. So it's not about wanting it. You don't want to fall in the quicksand. It's more about, if I have fallen into this space, if this is what I'm experiencing, what's the most helpful way to respond to it? And so again, if you have found that efforts to struggle against your thoughts and feelings and memories have made it worse, maybe there's an alternative. Our instinct is to struggle with the mental quicksand of anxiety or sadness or depression. But this struggle might cause us to sink further. And if that's your situation, then maybe act on this. If a difficult thought or feeling or memory shows up today, see what it could be like to make contact, to allow that experience to be there, even for a brief amount of time, rather than fighting against it.